My journey where it all began. I was born and raised in El Salvador until the age of 6. Like many parents, my mother wanted a better life for her child. With growing gang violence, poverty, and instability, she knew El Salvador wasn't a safe place to raise me at the time. So we moved to the United States for a safer, healthier environment and more opportunities. Opportunities she never had growing up. My mom, who came from a very low-income background, overcame the odds and became a lawyer in El Salvador, our home country. When we immigrated, my mom left behind her degree so that I could have a better future. We joined my grandmother and uncle in the United States, only to receive the heartbreaking news that my grandmother had breast cancer and had to begin chemotherapy. This was my first real encounter with the medical field, but it still didn't convince me that nursing was the right path, at least not at the time. My mother immediately had to get a job, and she started working at Worcester Table Talk Pie Factory to help support us. She worked countless hours to make sure that there was food on the table and that I had a roof over my head. And the reason why I shared my mother's journey is because she's a major part of mine. Her strength, her sacrifice, and unwavering support has shaped me into who I am today, and I wouldn't be here without her. Growing up, I wasn't really sure what I wanted to do. I had been surrounded by lawyers, and I thought that's what I was going to end up doing, to be really honest. Fast forward to high school. I attended Claremont Academy, a small high school in Worcester. During high school, I participated in everything you could think of. I was the captain of the varsity basketball team. I played soccer and ran cross country. I was the president of the National Honor Society, participated in community service club, and anything you could think of, I was involved. I even co-founded my own nonprofit. And I did many of these things because I knew my mother couldn't afford for me to go to college, so I had to make a way for myself. Through hard work and dedication, I graduated class of 2021 with a high GPA and ranked 3 in my class. I was able to obtain a full ride to Worcester State to major in nursing. I know many of you guys are wondering how I co-founded a nonprofit organization. When COVID-19 hit, everything shut down. Schools, restaurants, and crucial community resources that helped so many people in the community. In Worcester, this had a devastating impact, especially on the homeless and low-income population. With food pantries and homeless shelters closing their doors, people were left vulnerable outside with essentially nothing. Homelessness and food insecurity was growing rapidly, and my friends and I were seeing it firsthand, and we couldn't stand by it and do nothing. So we decided to act. That's when we co-founded Worcester Youth Cooperatives, a nonprofit organization committed to empowering youth and young adults to create cooperative solutions to social issues they care about. Our initial focus was supporting the homeless community, which had been hit especially hard during those times. We began by writing grants and organizing fundraisers, raising thousands of dollars in just the first few months to fund our efforts. We launched weekly homeless outreach, distributing essential items such as food, tents, blankets, clothing items, hygiene kits, PPE, Narcan, We also educated community members on hygiene and COVID-19 prevention. Later, with the help of Boston College, we even built our own hydroponic system to grow fresh produce and directly supply food to those in need. Over the past 5 years, Worcester Youth Cooperatives has helped hundreds of individuals in Worcester and inspired other youth to start their own initiatives within the organization. As the president, I've remained deeply involved throughout my college career because this work is incredibly close to my heart, and I'm committed to giving back to the community that raised me. During the COVID-19 pandemic, I also had to get my appendix removed. While it was a scary experience, the compassion and encouragement I received from the nurses during the pandemic left a lasting impact. Their care led me to pursue nursing, which is why I applied to the nursing program at Worcester State. I still remember my first manager, Kate, encouraging me to take that leap. She told me I had all the qualities a great nurse had: kindness, empathy, and resilience, and that I was meant for this path. At the time, I wasn't entirely sure what she meant by that, and I also wasn't entirely sure what career path I wanted to follow. I just knew I wanted to help others and give back. When I started college, I was excited to begin this new chapter in my life. But I'd be lying if I said I didn't experience imposter syndrome during those first few semesters. I rarely saw anyone who looked like me, talked like me, and I often questioned whether I belonged here. But in those moments of doubt, I reminded myself why I started this journey. So many people were counting on me to succeed, especially my community and my family. After my freshman year, I applied to be a PCA at UMass Memorial because I wanted hands-on experience. At that point, I still wasn't entirely sure what nursing was all about. Freshman year was mostly prerequisites, and I had not seen the reality of the profession. I'll never forget my 18-year-old self walking into the hospital for the first time, terrified and unsure of what to expect. But after a few shifts, I fell in love with bedside nursing. I was supporting patients during some of their most difficult and vulnerable moments in their lives. And that's when I realized that nursing was truly meant for me. I remember walking into our first official nursing class, Fundamentals of Nursing and Patho and Pharmacology, in the Science and Tech building. During the first semester of sophomore year, the room was packed with students full of energy and ambition, but by the second semester, more than half of the class was gone. I won't lie to you, it terrified me. It felt like I was holding on to dear life. I was barely sleeping, pulling countless all-nighters, just trying to keep up and stay afloat. Fast forward to senior year, I completed my preceptorship on the ortho trauma unit at the UMass University campus. The entire process was a roller coaster, but I truly believe everything happened for a reason. I was incredibly lucky to be paired with an amazing preceptor. Her name's Janice. With years of experience under her belt, she took me under her wing. I still remember introducing myself and hearing her say, "I will teach you everything I know." Those words meant the world to me. Janice was not only knowledgeable, but she was also kind, patient, and supportive. She guided me through the tough situations and with compassion and confidence. The lessons she taught me, both clinical and personal, are ones that I will carry with me throughout my nursing career. Janice, if you're listening to this, thank you from the bottom of my heart. Throughout nursing school, I had the privilege of meeting some of my closest friends, people I know I'll carry with me for life. They made the toughest days bearable and never stopped encouraging me when I needed it the most. I'm forever grateful for the laughs, the late night study sessions, and for always being just a phone call away. I also want to thank my entire support system, my friends, and family, because without you, I wouldn't have made it to the finish line. To my high school sweetheart, thank you for sticking by me through all the chaos. And to my mom, thank you for being my role model and guiding me through every struggle with love and strength. I love and appreciate you more than words can express.